Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being with me in my sacred space. Today I'm going to do a cleanse of my tarot and oracle decks, and these are them laid out. I'm going to take each of them out of their respective boxes and bags. Kind of just, it's not going to be an in detail video about the decks, so I wanted to have them in the original boxes so that I wouldn't have to go through naming each one in case you haven't seen the previous videos on my channel where I use them, so that you could see the names of the decks for yourself. So, and the artists and creators information. So I started with the Spectral World, and then the Blacklight Tarot. This is the Oliver Hibbert, and these are all tarot decks. And then this is my oracle deck. I think, if I'm honest, this is my favorite oracle deck. The Earthcraft Oracle. This is my very first oracle deck, which is the 8 million gods, and they feature the 8 million Japanese gods. And then my knees. So I'm cleansing all of my decks today. So usually I cleanse them one by one, but today it just felt like a group cleanse. So just showing you some of the things that I'm using for this. Frankincense, innocent cones, the moon innocent cones, and white sage innocent cones. So these are the three. They look like this. These are the three cones laid here. One's there, one's there, one's there. This is actually something called a backflow innocent cone holder. However, these cones are not backflow cones, so when they're lit, it'll rise up and surround the decks, as opposed to the backflow that just flow down into the actual, vessel. Be careful when you're using incense or sage to cleanse your cards. You must make sure that the cards are not close enough that they could light on fire or anything such. So be very careful. With these cones, you just light them and you just wait about maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and then you kind of out the flame, right? And like I said, be very careful, because you don't want them. You want the incense, the smoke, to be able to go around the cards, but you don't want the actual cards to at any time touch the fire and damage your cards. I also use my amethyst crystal. So this is a special pendant that I had made for me. All three of the stones are amethyst rocks, and I charge this by moonlight, which is why I mostly use the moon incense. I just feel like it corresponds. And I'm going to get a bit closer to the decks and just take my time. So I'm going to place this here on top of this deck, and I'm going to take my time with each deck. Like I said, usually I do it one by one, and I take my time, going through each card. And basically what you're doing when you're cleansing a deck is that you are asking for the negative energy and any negative energy, any confusion, any bad desires, or sometimes we put a lot of things in our cards, especially if you're reading for other persons that are going through difficulties. You should cleanse your card after every card reading for an individual. I usually do that, but I also like to just take the time to kind of cleanse them all every Sunday. I don't know, Sunday feels like that day. I just take my time with them, and I look at certain cards. Oh, I pulled a magic card. This is the bonus card in the Oliver Hibbert deck. And I just take my time basically asking for, you know, positive energy, for magic, for love, for accuracy to be infused into the decks. I found it so interesting that I pulled this card. To be infused into the decks. And that they be able to help and heal and guide myself and others. And that there be positive energy and just love and happiness and, you know, real thoughts into it. What I'm doing, I've never seen anyone do it, so I'm not going to say, I'm going to move this to this one here. I'm not going to say that it's necessary to actually hold the cards over the smoke. I'm not going to say that you have to wave them around or look at any cards. This is just what I do. It feels very natural to me. And I feel when it comes to cleansing, you should do what feels natural to you and what it feels like your colors or your whatever divination tools you're using. It feels like, I think you should do what it feels like they need. Especially if you're working with the spirits or angels or spirit animals in your readings. I feel like whatever they guide you to do, you know, you should follow. And you know, you can shuffle the cards, but I don't really want to shuffle them over the smoke, because like I said, you really don't want it touching your cards and burning your cards. And you know, it's the same if you use actual sage. You know, anytime you're lighting anything around your cards. For some of my readings, I light my incense and stuff like that, as you may have seen. Anytime you're lighting anything at all around your cards, you need to be very, 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 very careful of what you're doing and how you're doing it, because you don't want to damage the card. So I'm gonna place down. That's the last one. I'm just like moving the rocks. For most persons, the crystals, the stones that they use are loose. All of my crystals were in fact loose when I first got them, except for two pendants I had. But other than that, I actually got all loose crystals. These are actually from Tanzania, Africa. And they were gifted to me by a very, very lovely lady. And I had them loose for a while and I worked with them loose. I also like to kind of put the bags in the containers to be blessed as well. So yeah, I had them loose for a while, but I prefer them to be attached to something. So I bless her. I carry everything over the smoke, if I'm honest. The book, the holders, you know, the card holders, everything, because all of this is part of our of what, you know, of our playground. We rely on the books, you know, to guide us, and we want accuracy in the books, don't we? And we rely on the boxes and the bags to kind of hold our cards for us and keep them safe. So I kind of bless everything. These two boxes are not, they're not the best boxes. These actually should have a, so I might buy a couple more velvet pouches. So if you know of really nice velvet pouches that you think match my aesthetic, please feel free to recommend. I don't know if you can hear that right now, but it's facing my garden. I really should do a video there in my garden. It's really beautiful. It's raining right now, so I don't know if you can hear the the rain in the background, but I'm literally watching the rain pour over my plants and my trees in my garden. And on that note, I am going to say some things that I think the spirit is leading me to say right now. Right now, I feel very moved by Mother Nature. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I am moved by a lot of different things. So I pray to God every night, and God speaks to me, and He lets me know, you know, what I need to do, the decisions I need to make. I also am very attached to Mother Nature and her energy. I also am very close to two African Orishas, Oya and Yamoja. And I also rely strongly on my spirit animal, which is a purple dragon that was actually gifted to me by my spirit guide. And today I'm feeling very much empowered and inspired by Mother Nature right now, and what she's telling me. And you know, she's telling me that I should continue speaking from the heart. She's telling me that there is a cleansing happening, you know, that she's telling me, because the rain wasn't falling when I started making this video. It came down in the midst of my cleansing. She's telling me, I'm here with you, and I'm cleansing outside as you cleanse inside. And she's letting me know that, you know, when it rains, sometimes we might feel a bit why, you know, especially if we just hung out clothes or if we had plans to go. But she's letting me know that the rain is not a bad thing. She's letting me know that the rain is her way of cleansing the world, of washing away some of that energy that serves us no good. So she's telling me, you know, embrace the rain, embrace the showers. And she's telling me that there's love pouring out of the sky. There is love pouring from the clouds. And in this moment, I'm also feeling and hearing a message from Oya. Oya is the African Orisha lady of the storms. And right now, Oya is telling me that there is strength and that I am a strong being. And we all have a great strength that resides in us, whether it is from our past and what we've been through, or perhaps it's a strength that we're now developing to help us in life. Oya is telling me that we are warriors. It's so interesting, you know. I find whenever Yamoja speaks to me, it's very calming, it's very soothing, it's very motherly. She holds me in her bosom, and you know, I sense her a lot in the rain and in water. But Oya, Lady of the Storm, she's fierce and she's ready, and she's saying she's the protectress. All right, she's saying that she has our backs. She's saying that she will keep us safe, and that we also have the energy within us that we can keep ourselves safe. She's saying that we have a strength that was developed, you know, through our struggles in our present, that will continue to develop in our future. Oya is saying that we are warriors in this moment. I can feel her. And I never know how to describe messages from the Orisha, because they aren't words. They're more like images, and not images either. Feelings that manifest within me that just, you know, like I just know it. I can sense that we are warriors. I can sense that's the message that's being delivered. We are warriors. And we will overcome what life throws at us, as we have been overcoming the things that life has thrown at us in the past. We are warriors, and that's the message Oya has for us today. And Oya is saying that she is with us and that we need not fear. She's here She's protecting us. She's watching us on our way. And all we have to do is to look to the sky, so to feel the wind, that fierce whip of wind that sometimes takes us by surprise when we step out, you know. Like the other day, I went on my bicycle. I ride to work, and I was on my bicycle, and the wind was so strong it kind of pushed me in the middle of the road, and I was a bit taken back, like, whoa, what's going on there? Slow down. But then in that moment, I felt the sense, the whisper from Oya saying, no, that's me reminding you that I'm here. Because I felt your heavy burden when you left the house. You know, I felt that weight you were carrying on your shoulders. And I just came to pass this breeze along to tell you, I've got you. You're not alone, right? You see, the thing we need to remember in life is that there's a whole army of angels, of spirits, of gods and goddesses. There's a whole army that is working for us, that is watching over us. Your ancestors are watching over you right now. So if you've lost a loved one, it's painful. It's so painful. Loss is so hard. But they are watching over you. They're loving you. They're showing you the right path. They're leaving you little seeds in your day, that if you just tune into, you know, that butterfly that's flying past, that dog or cat that's passing your way. And it doesn't have to be an animal. It could be a leaf having a certain pattern on the ground, a coin that you find, you know, a piece of paper that just blows in your path. They're saying, we're sending you messages because we're here and we have you and we're guiding, and you're not alone. You have a whole spiritual army that's working for you. You know, all you have to do is listen. All you have to do is believe. All you have to do is hold on to the messages that the spirit world, that the angelic world is sending for you, that nature is sending your way. Because nature has so many messages. All you have to do is believe and hear. And you will realize that there's so much power, so much wisdom, so much love, so much energy that is intended to be passed your way. If only you prepare yourself and you ready yourself to receive this energy. All you have to do is listen. I also want to warn with these incense. I don't know if you heard the doors just now. That was my husband in the background. Closing the doors because the incense have penetrated the entire house. So I just wanted to warn you, lighting 3 incense at once can in fact be, you know, it can be strong. In fact, lighting 1 incense alone is strong, but 3 at a time is strong. So if you have respiratory issues, asthma, or anything of the sort, be very mindful with how many incense you actually light. If you light any at all, how often you light them, you know. Like there's a reason that I actually have a smudging water, sage water. And I prefer that to lighting sage because they're, you know, I can't tolerate the smoke every day. So I just wanted to say, you know, I do have grand cleansings like this where I use the smoke around the cards and just be mindful, like I said, the position of the cards to the fire. However, this isn't like if you have respiratory problems, this isn't something to do every day. I try to do a cleanse for each card once a week, but grand cleanses like this where I bring out all the decks and I have 3 incense going at once, you know, and I'm fanning the smoke everywhere. This does not happen every often. I try most times to try to align this with the moon cycles, so the type of moon that's going to be out. Or perhaps sometimes you just feel it. So it depends, you know. Right now, I don't know when you're watching this video, but for right now, this period is actually the summer solstice. This video is probably going to be uploaded after it, but this period is the summer solstice, and this is just, you know, me welcoming there's very powerful energy in the universe right now, and this is just the time to do this kind of work. So I'm kind of relying on the energy in the universe. And another thing, I don't know if you just noticed, I moved one of the cards. Another thing to be mindful of if you're fanning the incense is that as they burn down, this bit here becomes a bit more, it can be volatile, it can fly. So again, you just want to be really mindful when you have this smoke around your cards. Really, 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 really careful uh, that it doesn't damage the actual cards, that you don't get the ashes on it, that you don't get the fire on it. You know, you don't want to damage your cards. So just be really, really careful when you're doing this. I've seen so many times person use, you know, candles and stuff like that, and it goes horribly wrong. So, you know, just be very careful. So if you're doing this at home for the first time, after watching this video, you know, be very mindful. You might, or you could just start off with the amethyst or clear quartz, you know, or one of your crystals, and you can just, you know, kind of place them on the card, and you can ask for your spirit guides, whatever they are, to bless them. That is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm actually going to ask for my spirit animal now to bless each of my cards. Like I say, my spirit animal is a purple dragon, and she resides in a cave, a lovely, lovely cave that we go to and we meditate in. And I'm going to ask for her dragon magic to bless this deck. This is my first deck, and I'm going to say, you know, how much it's meant to me. This was really my first introduction to tarot, and it just is so special to me. I love the artwork of the deck. I love the power, the feeling, and I'm so grateful for the artist who created it, Oliver Hibbert. I believe at this point it is perhaps still my favorite tarot deck that I own. I absolutely love it. So I'm asking that this be blessed with, you know, positive and accurate energy. I've done the most readings so far with this deck, and I'm so grateful for it. And I want to just place my gratitude within these cards and my love within these cards, and just ask that my dragon sees these cards and she purifies them and she cleanses them truly, please. Ryoku, please. Thank you. And now I'm going to go to the Black Light Tarot. And again, a very beautiful deck. Absolutely love this deck. Very sturdy, lovely quality. You know, I truly do love this deck. I've worked with it a few times. Very powerful energy. I'm asking you, Ryoku, you know, could you please work with my guardian Sozo, and could you please bless this deck? Thank you. And like I said, these aren't you. I don't think you can look up these names. These are guys that presented themselves to me and told me their names. So again, we're moving on to the Spiritual Tarot deck. Absolutely love this artwork. If the card slot was better, this would probably be my favorite deck, but the card slot isn't the best. But I still love you. I'm still very grateful for you. I'm placing gratitude into you. Thank you so much. Benjamin Simon, lovely artist. Thank you so much for creating this deck. You know, great. And sorry, I've named Oliver Hibbert and Benjamin Simon. I didn't name the creator of the Black Light Tarot. I believe that is Jamie and Christine. So thank you, Jamie and Christine, also. And then Earthcraft Oracle, definitely my favorite Oracle deck. I asked that my Dragon Ryoku see this deck and place energy into it. I'm so grateful for everything you've done. Beautiful deck created by Julia Diaz and Lauren Anderson. Thank you so much for creating this deck. I place gratitude for the people that created it, the artists, Daniel Fortune as well. Thank you so much for creating this deck. I love working this deck. It's my favorite Oracle deck. Ryoku, please bless this deck. Thank you so much. And now moving on to my 8 million Gods Oracle deck. This is my very, very first deck. It was gifted to me by a friend. And it was my introduction to the world of Oracle and Tarot, actually. I am so grateful that this deck was able to, you know, start my journey into Oracle and Tarot. I am so thankful that you were able to lead me to the point that, you know, I've grown and I've just matured and developed so much since then as a Tarot Oracle card reader. I'm so grateful for you starting that beginning. And as I'm not really sure the author of that deck because my Japanese is lacking a bit, instead going to thank the goddess Amaterasu whose resting place is in Mie Prefecture, one of the first places that I resided in Japan. And she's also portrayed several times in this deck. And as I can't really thank the creator, as I can't read the Japanese, I'm going to thank Amaterasu instead for inspiring the creators of this deck. Thank you so much. And my most recent oracle card to date, my Mace. I'm so grateful for this deck. And as I touch you, I also ask for peace, that this world be filled with peace, love, and hope. Again, I'm not sure of the name of the actual creator and artist of this deck, so rather I am just going to ask Ryoku, my dragon, to connect with this deck, help it with its accuracy, meanings, clarification, and also that there be peace in this world. Thank you so much for blessing this deck. So yeah, I definitely rely a lot on my dragon. She's beautiful. She's amazing. I don't know how many of you have connections with spirit animals. I have a very strong and loving connection with Ryoku. I probably see her every night in my mind's eye, and she's just amazing. She just always knows. And I don't know how many of you practice visualizations, but if you've never tried it, I would definitely suggest trying it. Create a place, you know, you can ask your spirit guides or your ancestors or angels or even God to show you a place in your mind's eye that is safe, or you can, you know, partake in the creation of it. For me, Ryoku was actually a gift from my spirit guide, Sozo, and he gifted me this dragon as a birthday present in the year 2021. November 2021, he gifted me a dragon. I was back and forth, you know, speaking about this idea of spirit animals, and you know, I tried on my own to find a spirit animal for myself. Like, I was thinking for a time it would be the wolf, or it would be a tiger, or you know, and I wasn't connecting to any animal, and it was kind of frustrating because I was seeing so many persons state their very strong connections with their spirit animals, and I just couldn't find an animal that, you know, I felt a connection to. And I guess Sozo heard me and felt my struggles, and he gifted me this beautiful purple dragon. And she resides in a lovely, lovely cave, and the cave is filled of fountains and lakes, and there's rivers. Like, there's a whole, it's very water based, and each pool in the cave actually has like a different energy and a different purpose and a different color. And you know, it can help sometimes if I'm feeling a bit sad, if I'm feeling low in energy, if I'm feeling a bit disappointed. Each pool actually helps with a different emotion and different feeling emotionally and spiritually, and it revitalizes me and, you know, empowers me in a different way. And when I go through these visualizations and these meditations, and then I, you know, wake from this, you know, almost like a trance-like state, I always feel so refreshed. And I am so grateful for Ryoku. And I'm so grateful that Sozo gave her to me. So I want to take a moment to, you know, I don't do this often, I don't talk about my spirit guides, but I want to take a moment to thank Sozo. He's really my best friend. And I'm very grateful for his guidance, and, you know, all the inspiration and the love that he shares, and, you know, and I'm very grateful for Ryoku, my purple dragon. And I'm asking that these cards be blessed with positive energy, loving energy, creative energy, accurate energy. That when I, you know, do my readings, you know, they'll be positive. And I also want to ask God, our Lord in heaven, dear Lord, our Heavenly Father, I ask you today to continue guiding me and encouraging me and motivating me on my tarot and oracle card journey. I ask that you make sure that I only respond to good spirits. I ask that you make sure that no evil enters my readings, no evil enters my inspirations, no evil enters my source of intention, or my what I'm downloading or absorbing from the universe. I ask that you present to me decks that are light, that I can do light work with. I ask that you give me decks that I can connect with good spirits, good energies, good angels, good guides. I ask that you protect me from the evil that I know can be assessed with anything. I know that evil can be assessed with any object, but especially when it comes to those divination tools, I know that there is a risk of finding myself with bad ones or negative ones. I ask that you fill my heart and my mind with an understanding that if I ever were to cross these ones that are not meant for me, that you immediately let me know, that you immediately let me sense that they're not for me, that I can avoid them, dear Lord. Dear Lord, I ask that you continue to guide me. I'm so grateful for everything that you've helped me with. You've continued to guide me throughout my life, throughout my 32 years of living, and I'm so grateful for everything that you've done for me, dear Lord. You are, you are God. You are Creator. You are Father in heaven. And I ask that you continue to watch over me, that you continue to send me angels, that you continue to send me guides, that you continue to help me develop these spiritual connections. And as the smoke rises up to the heavens, I ask that my prayers reach you, and that you also provide me the ability to heal and help others that may come along my path and need to be guided, that need to find some sense of understanding or wisdom or knowledge from tarot or oracle cards. I ask that you help me that my readings be accurate and that they be helpful. Even if they are truths that might be painful to hear, I ask that you help me phrase them in such a way that persons can benefit from them and they don't hurt anymore. Dear Lord, thank you so much for everything, and for watching over me, and for being the all-powerful, all-knowing, omniscient God. Amen. All right, so there was a lot to unpack here. As you can tell, like I say, I have a lot of different inspirations, guides, goddesses, angels, spirit animals, and whatnot. So there was a bit of everything today, but this is basically what cleansing is. It doesn't have to be this complex. Like I said, you don't need 3 incense. 1 incense is good enough. You can use 1 stone. You can put some people put stones on each card. You can work with the moonlight. You can work with nature. You can work with water. If you're working with water, be careful. Don't actually put the water in the cards. If you're working with fire, don't actually put the fire on the cards. Be very, very, very careful when you're using the elements in your cleanse. If you're working outside in nature, be very, very careful of the soils, of the mud. Just be very careful. They are cards. They're divination tools. They're powerful, but they're cards. It's a card. It can burn. It can be salt. It can be wet. So just be careful with them. And yeah, you can ask whatever